Today, I'm going to record the third part based on business process execution language. And in this third part, I'm covering different elements used in web service business process execution language. It's an open source language, open to all. And this particular language documentation is again available on Oasis homepage. Oasis is one technical committee, and they provided the documentation of business process execution language 2.0 on their website. So please visit the Oasis website for better understanding the business process execution language. Today, I am covering a few elements related with business process execution language, and for that, I'm using the case study timesheet submission process. So in timesheet submission process, we have seen that we have developed one web service, and the name of the web service is timesheet submission. And this timesheet submission process or web service covers input as a timesheet document, and this timesheet document is submitted by the employee. So employee submit the timesheet document, and based on that timesheet document, certain operations are again performed with the help of different web services. So here we have developed four different web services, and operations based on the timesheet submitted by the employee. In case of first operation, the first web service is again invoked is the invoice web service. So invoice web service is invoked, and from the invoice web service, we are getting the billed hour. So get the billed hour from invoice web service and compare these billed hours with the input taken from the timesheet, that is the recorded hours. So recorded hours taken from the timesheet and billed hour taken from the invoice document, and these two hours are again compared. So compare the billed hours with the recorded hours taken from the timesheet input. And if these recorded hours and billed hours are again match, then accept the timesheet. So this is the first condition. In case of second condition, we are comparing, taking the information regarding the overtime hours. If the employee perform the overtime hours, and in that overtime hours, he has to take the permission, authorization from the customer, and if the customer gives the authorization, so he performed 1 hour overtime, and for that 1 hour, he has taken the confirmation from the customer, and customer gives the confirmation. The second condition is again satisfied for accepting the timesheet. So timesheet is accepted when the authorization is received. And the third condition required for accepting the timesheet is the getting the weekly hour limits. In the timesheet, from the timesheet, recorded hours, performed hours are again considered, and these performed hours or recorded hours compared with weekly hour limits. And if the performed hours, task performed hours or that recorded hours total is less than weekly hour limit, then compare the weekly hour limit and then accept the timesheet. So if all the three services executed sequentially and accepted, the timesheet is again accepted, then this condition fail. This condition is not, means this web service is not executed. So if the successful execution, the timesheet is accepted and this condition is not executed. But out of these three, any one condition fails, you are executing this particular notification web service. And notification web service gives the notification to employee, gives the notification to the manager, and update the employee history table. So this is what the timesheet. We have already covered this particular case study. Here we are covering different business process execution language elements. So this is what the first element, process element. So first element of this business process execution language is process element. So process name is timesheet submission process. The second element is what? Partner link element. So partner link element is used for input and processing the executing the different operating system with the help of orchestration process. So let us see different elements one by one. The first element include in timesheet submission process or business process execution language is the process element. So this process element is a root element of business process execution language, and it defines the process. So process definition, the root element is what? Process element. It is assigned a name value using the name attribute. So with the help of name attribute, the name of each and every process is again assigned. And establish the process definition related with namespaces. So namespaces are again considered afterwards. So let us see the example of the skeleton of process definition or process element. So process name and the process. So process element start, process element end. The attribute of process element is process name, and the process name here is the timesheet submission process. And these are the different namespaces. So XML namespaces. So you accept the timesheet as an input and you perform first web service invoice, second web service timesheet, third web service employee, and fourth web service notification. And this is what the path of that namespace. So path of the every namespace is again provided, and these namespaces are again executed sequentially. So this is what the first element, process element used in timesheet submission process. So second element is what? Partner link element. So partner link element establish what? The port type used in the service. So partner link element establish the port type used in the service during the execution of business process. In partner service can act as a client to the process, responsible for invoking the process service. So client invoke the each and every service with the help of input given by the user. So here in this case, the employee gives the timesheet, and based on that timesheet, different web services are again executed sequentially. So see here, the input is given. So here, the input is considered with the help of the element called as partner link element. So partner link element start, partner link element ends. So partner link content the partner link name. So it is performing the role of the client. It perform the partner link type attribute, and the role is what? The timesheet submission service provider. So timesheet submission service providers provide this particular service to the end user, and here the end user is our employee. So employee perform the weekly task, and that weekly task information is again communicated by this particular employee with the help of this particular web service. And this timesheet submission service provider is what? The TLS organization. We have already covered, I have already uploaded the video based on this case study. Please go and visit that if you have not seen. And these are the different links provided. So invoice, one invoice link is there. To execute the timesheet service, timesheet link is there. To process the employee service, employee means the link is again provided. So see here, partner link construct containing one partner link element. So different partner link elements are again considered here in timesheet submission process. So the next element is again considered as a partner link type. So partner link name, partner link type, these are the elements of related with this partner link elements. So sub elements of this partner link element. So partner link type element identify the WSDL port type. So these are the document used in the WSDL, and from that WSDL we'll get the idea regarding the port type element. So therefore these construct typically are embedded directly within the WSDL document. So this port type element or partner link type elements directly associated with the WSDL document for getting the input, for providing the input and getting the output response from the web service. So see here, the definition construct containing the partner link type construct is what? So partner link type name start. So here the partner link type is what? Employee service type. And here the namespace, the URL is again mentioned. So this is what the URL representing the employee service type. Then the next element is used in business process execution language is the variable. So to process the, to execute that business service, you have to consider different variables. In our timesheet submission process, recorded hour is one of the variable. Billed hour is one of the variable. The authorization status is one of the variable. Weekly hour limit is one of the variables. So we are considering different variable for storing the data runtime, and for that variable element is again used. So entire message and data sets are again formatted with XML schema document. It's a schemas type and can be placed into a variable element. And these variable elements retrieve for performing different tasks in a given service, in a given business process. So see here, variable start, variable end. The variable name is what? Client submission. And client submission, and so receive the submit message. So what you are submitting? Employee hours request. So here we want get weekly hour request message. So weekly hour request message is again communicated to the web service, and web service gives the weekly hour response message through the service. So input is the request, employee hour request. So weekly hour request is the input, and weekly hours response is the output element. So this weekly hour limit is again accepted with the help of variable element. Then the next element is what? The invoke element. So this element identifies the operation of the partner service, and that the process definition intends to invoke during the course of its execution. So how to execute small services, service logic with the help of invoke element? Let us see the example. So the example is what? Invoke. Again, the service means the procedure name is valid weekly hours. So taking the weekly hours limit from the employee table and considering the recorded hour information from timesheet table and comparing these two. So recorded hours always less than weekly hour limit. So here invoking valid weekly hour process, partner link is employee, port type is employee interface, and through that employee interface we are performing the operation get weekly hour limits, and input variable is what? The employee hours request, and output variable is what? Employee hours response. And whenever you are getting the weekly hours, you are comparing these weekly hours with the recorded hours total. And if that recorded hours total is less than equal to weekly hour limit, in that case, accepting the timesheet. So in this way, different element used in business process execution language. So today I have covered the third and the last part of business process execution language. Let us hope that you have understood this particular topic with the help of these three different video. So today I am just covering this much only.